Well, hello.
Hi, how you doing, Andrew?
Good. I'm really just blown away by what you guys have done in basically one season. How does it feel for you? Because is this like an amazing ride?
So far it has. We always felt like we were, during season one, the beginning of season one, and going into season one, that we were the little show that could. And as the season progressed, and even after the season, it seems like the rabid fan base has just continued to grow. We've really become considered a cult classic now, with a cult following, and the critical acclaim that the show is garnered too. It's just, I have pinch marks all over my body because I'm constantly pinching myself at how excited I am to be associated with such a wonderful production.
Well, I mean, we're talking off camera, but the fact that, I mean, you also have some crazy fans for the show.
We do, yeah.
I mean, Damon Lindelof, crazy good, yeah, like Damon Lindelof.
Lindelof.
To me, that just...
Retta from Parks and Rec, Jen Morrison from Once Upon a Time, Patton Oswalt. I mean, that's Orlando Jones, and that's just the short of it. It's really neat to go to big events where there's other big stars there, and to see people like Kerry Washington, who's a huge fan of the show. And I'm just waiting for the time when President Barack Obama starts watching the show, because I know he's a big fan of Homeland. I know he's a big fan of House of Cards. Let's try to segue him into Orphan Black. So come on, come on, White House officials, get the prez on that.
So what's going on with Paul this season? Because I think, I've seen a bit of what's starting out in the season.
Yeah.
I think it's safe to say that he's the really big question mark in everyone's life right now.
Right, yeah.
Is he good guy, bad guy?
You know what? I don't think you can put a pin in Paul as to what he is. As the season starts, he sees his usefulness to the Dyad organization dwindling with the termination of his monitoring role, and also Sarah becoming self-aware. So he needs to find a way to quickly make himself as an asset to them, and by doing that, he takes action and makes himself useful to Rachel, and because he's the only one that really knows how Sarah ticks.
Right.
But at the same time, he doesn't want to tarnish that sliver of trust that he's gained with Sarah. And does he really want Dyad to catch Sarah? Because if they catch Sarah, that makes him a disposable asset now. He knows too much. So Paul he's answering to two masters in season 2, and he really needs to walk a tightrope between them. And it's, it's a lot of fun to play, because personally, I don't know where this character's going. I mean, but he also has an agenda of his own, and we'll see how that prevails throughout the duration of season 2.
And I mean, is there some sort of resolution by the end of the second season with where he's headed?
Well, that's assuming that I make it through the second season.
That's true. There's bloodshed,
Yeah, because there's a lot of bloodshed on the show. So there could be. I don't know. There could be. Hopefully there's some sort of resolution, because I know the fans want to see resolution for a lot of their characters, but we like to keep you guessing. And I think, that definitely is a theme that prevails in season 2. Once you think you have someone pegged, you really don't in Orphan Black. We swerve this way, and then we swerve that way, and I think that's what makes the show so much fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's complicated. I mean, there's just no way to slice it, especially once you start getting into the other group involved in this season, basically, that we've only seen hinted at, I guess, up until now.
Right.
And I mean, when you're playing this role, going in through all these complications, do you ever have to keep any of that straight, or is it just kind of pretty straight and narrow for you?
I don't think it's straight and narrow for any of us. I mean, it's such a complex show, and there's so many different twists and turns that to be able to keep it straight, I don't know how. I don't think a single one of us can. The writers are pretty much the only ones that keep it straight, because they know. I mean, things change as seasons progresses. So they might have wanted to take a storyline in a certain direction, but obviously they might think, oh, maybe it might work this way. But so if you're guessing a certain way, or they tell you it's going to happen a certain way, it's not necessarily going to happen that way. But it's a show that you have to. Even myself, when I was watching last year, I had read all the scripts, and I watched some of the screeners. If I didn't pay attention for 10 seconds, it's almost like you're completely lost. And this is coming from a guy who's on the show. So, I mean, it's a testament to how smart our fans are. Because they pick up on stuff real fast. And it's just also a testament to how smart our writers are, just to intertwine all these different themes and just to really keep an arc that's interesting and always evolving. And
right.
I didn't say that on purpose because our show is kind of based on evolution as well.
Well, and I mean, I know you can't talk about the second season really, so my question would be, was there a favorite moment from the first season? Did you have something that happened that it was really, you're like, that's the best?
I did. I loved the episode Variation Under Domestication, which was the 6th episode, where everybody kind of merged on the potluck at Alice's house, which I thought was just a brilliant way to blend in comedy, mystery, dark comedy, and drama, and just to have all these characters from all sorts of different walks of life meet at this one place. And my favorite scene in particular was the nail gun scene, because I felt like Paul was finally able to use some of his interrogation tactics that he might have learned as a mercenary or working for a secretive branch of the government that he possibly worked for before.
Nice.
But yeah, and anytime you have Montel Jordan's "This Is How We Do It" on the soundtrack for an episode, you're destined for greatness.
Well, and leading from there, then I have to ask: do you personally have a favorite clone?
I do personally have a favorite clone, but it's always shifting. I like Helena a lot. R.I.P. Rest in peace, Helena. But at first, you stereotype her as this maniacal mercenary psycho, and at the same time, it shows as the season progresses that she has a softer and sweeter side. And at the same time, I love Allison because, I grew up in suburbia, and I saw these women who had, the perfect exterior, but that deep down in their real life, there's a ton of chaos.
Yeah.
And it was really fun to see Tad explore that and just to play that character to a T. So it really vacillates between the two of them.
Nice. Well, my last question is really, what's it like off set when you and Tatiana hang out? Do you ever get to hang out?
We do. I mean, Tatiana lives, she lives in Canada. I live in Los Angeles. Jordan's in Canada and Los Angeles. So when we get to come together, like at press events or meet for breakfast or lunch when we're all in the same town, it's really fun. It's like hanging out with extended family members. It's a really tight knit group. Kevin Hanchard, the entire cast. So when we get together, it's magical because we started this ride together, and it's we feel like family at this point. So it's you couldn't be more blessed to work with a greater group of people.
And it's turned into an incredible ride. I mean, I can personally say I'm blown away by how big you guys have gotten.
Well, thank you so much. We hope.
I think it's well deserved too.
Yeah, thanks a lot. We hope the ride continues, and we hope the fans love that what we're going to give them for season 2, because it's going to be nothing short of exceptional.
Nice. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.